What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip and welcome back to another video. So we are going to review today Gozyu Unicorn. So I have posted my review of Gozyu Wolf. So I thought I'd do a back-to-back review and do Gozyu Unicorn in this video. So if you like this video, please do like and subscribe to this channel, by the way. So anyways, let's move on with the review. So I'm gonna put aside the figure. I meant to say like a model kit. I've mentioned in my previous video anyway. So yep. So this is the package. I only have box A, but you get the picture. So for this one, this is just the upper half of the body, but you need 2 boxes again, just to complete the whole set, or at least to complete one Gozyu. So you have like the very thick box, or like the bigger box. So on the side, the complete lineup. So all of the Gozyujers, including Gozyu Polar. So if you scan this QR code, by the way, I think I haven't mentioned in the previous video, but just to be sure, I'm going to mention it here. So if you scan the QR code here, so you get like the instructions on how to assemble this kit, because unlike previous Sodo figures, Yudo figures, so any Shokugan toy that Bandai has released for the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider series, so they've stopped printing the manuals in the inside of the box, and then they just they just give you a QR code and go to this website, or you can follow the website here and you can check out again the instructions on how to assemble this kit. So there's a PDF file. So I just love it when you find PDF files online. So I haven't shown this in my Gozyu Wolf review either, but again, so this is just one box, but look at all the runners that come with this. Again, this is now a full-blown model kit, as you would with a Gundam model kit. So yep, Yudos are now officially full-blown plastic models. Aside from the head though, so the head is the only part that comes pre-cut, the head is the only part that doesn't come in a runner, but for the rest of the body, yep, you get all of these. And yeah, this is not all of them, but yep, these were all the runners, or most of the runners that I've used just to assemble Gozyu Unicorn. So I'm just gonna put these all in the box. So yep, this is now a complete model kit. So up until Boom Boomger, the Yudo is well, you can say it's a slight model kit, because the hands, for example, were on runners, but the rest of the figure, so again, as you would see on the box, so they would come pre-assembled and you just have to put the stickers on them. And again, the hands are the only ones on the runners. I think the feet were as well, or would that be the Sodo? Yeah, so either way, Bandai has been doing that with their candy toy figures for quite some time, but you wouldn't really have to call them like plastic models, because you didn't really have to assemble them until now. So yeah, I mean, sure, you have your super mini model kits, but those were the robots usually. But now you have this. So as for the articulation, so you get more or less the same stuff as Gozyu Wolf. So I have here Gozyu Wolf, by the way. So again, so the review is also on this channel. So go check it out after this one, or if you have already. So thanks, by the way. So again, the detailing is actually really nice, and all of the pink trims that you can see are stickers. So they even had like pink lines on the boot. You probably couldn't see clearly on camera, but yeah, like it's one line of a sticker. But it's impressive that Bandai has thought of doing this. Could have been painted, but nonetheless. So the difference is because Gozyu Unicorn has a primarily black suit. So this part right here, so this doesn't need to be a sticker anymore. So it's just the black part right there. So yeah, another key difference, by the way, that I'm gonna mention. So I have cut at least a few more safety knobs on this one compared to Gozyu Wolf. So I think the main difference I would say is right here. So you can see on the back of the head, so I have cut a safety knob right there, but on the neck armor, so on the back, there was an extra safety knob right there, but it wasn't present on Gozyu Wolf. Yeah, so that's smooth right there. Again, the only safety knob like on the back of the head, but yeah. As for the other safety knobs, again, so the forearm safety knob, so on the legs you have 4 right there. So in total, I believe there were 8 safety knobs on Gozyu Unicorn, as you know, compared to the 7 that Gozyu Wolf had. So I highly recommend that you cut the safety knobs to make it look better. And really, even when I cut it with my modeling nippers, so you actually don't see a lot of the stress marks. I mean, yeah, the stress or the cut out areas definitely aren't as glossy, but I mean, they're not gonna be obvious anyways. Or maybe something like Gozyu Wolf, for example. So the red plastic, definitely you will see the stress mark right there. So it's up to you how you're going to make it go away. Definitely someone like Gozyu Leon. So the blue plastic might definitely show some stress marks. Maybe not so much with Gozyu Tyranno because it has a lighter color, so the stress marks won't appear as visible. And definitely, if you cut the safety knobs on Gozyu Polar, then you wouldn't even notice that they're there at all. It's just a white piece of plastic, and the stress marks are gonna be white. So again, no issue there. So again, for the articulation, so the head moves 360. So the arms just go 90 degrees. Shoulder armor can move, but if you move the shoulder armor, I think, yeah, without the shoulder armor, because it gets in the way. Of course, you can turn the arm around like 360. So there's a joint on the elbow for that roll, and again the elbow joint, so the hands turn as well, again on a ball joint. So for Gozyu Unicorn, so as you notice, there are skirt parts. However, unlike most of like skirted Yudo figures for female characters or female rangers, as you would, so they would be attached on a waist joint or a waist hinge so that they could just flutter around freely. This one has the skirt parts attached to the thighs. So it's like a thigh armor rather than a skirt. And because of that, like, I might have to pull the leg first. It's a tough joint. So I'm not gonna force it to do that. But either way, so because of the skirt parts, you wouldn't be able to get, like, for example, like Gozyu Wolf. So like I am freely able to open up his legs. Again, you can do splits with this, but with the skirt parts attached to the thighs, so there's not much leg movement possible. Again, maybe if you pull the joints a little bit to stretch the legs and allow Gozyu Unicorn to do more poses, that's possible. But I think I have pressed the joint on too tight that it's actually hard to pull it out. But it is possible. So the belt actually is, again, turnable, but yeah, it's on there. So the waist turns around 360 like so. Knee bend and ball joint feet, and this is actually quite tough, or like it's not gonna move so much. So it's good for like I would say it's plus points for durability, but it's too tight that it can't move in some cases. But you can move it, but it's just more effort to do so, I would say. Not a deal breaker. Again, like good for long term, like storage, or like you can keep it for a long time and you won't have to worry about loose parts. But on the flip side, again, I find that some joints may have been too tight to the point that it's hard to move them. I can do that, but really, yeah. So for the left hand, I haven't shown you guys yet, but where was it? Okay, so this one right here. So again, you have an open left hand. So with the basically Gozyu, so the actually this is like the ring for like the unicorn ring, not Gozyu Unicorn, but like Tegasword black ring, I would say. So the right hands for these, again, so they're only the closed hand, aka grip fist, that lock the Tegasword in place. I would say once you attach the Tegasword, really, I recommend that it's not gonna go anywhere, or so that's all that there is to it. So there's no need for an open right hand because you're gonna have the Tegasword anyway. And as for the left hand, I found it much easier. So to just assemble the weapon or the unicorn drill. So it's split into two parts. You can separate it, but the hand might have some difficulty. Like if you assemble the weapons before attaching the left hand, so this grip hand right here, you might find it difficult to do so actually. So I would recommend that you assemble the unicorn drill with the left grip hand in place. So attaching the left hand to the part of the unicorn drill that has the grip, and then sandwich it in between with the other part. So that's gonna get you this one. So again, I highly recommend. And the unicorn drill actually looks really nice. Yeah, it's a really nice weapon. So overall, I think Gozyu Unicorn, well, I might have done a slightly better job with this one, considering that I have assembled, Gozyu Wolf just a few hours prior, and then it gave me an idea of what to do. So assembling this one took a shorter time because, like, I could see where most of the parts were going, and for this one, I didn't have to look at the manual that much actually. Again, thanks to having built Gozyu Wolf, it gave me an idea on where certain parts would already go, especially within the inside of the chest armor. So you do have like not really polycaps, but like joints where you would again assemble, or you would attach the arms and the waist joint. So yeah, there's a slightly complex inner frame, not necessarily an inner frame, I would say, but yeah, like you would assemble parts inside of the torso, which is actually really impressive. So again, like, considering that this has become a model kit, yeah, like, Bandai, if you can do figurized standard for your Kamen Riders, why not do the same for your Super Sentai now? And I think the Gojujers are a really good place to start with if you consider like figurized standard. I mean, think about it. A figurized standard of a Super Sentai, let's say it would cost you around 3,000 through to maybe 4,000 yen, the most expensive. So, in comparison, so let me just get this figure right here. So this is my, Tyranno Ranger action hero figure. So, for the same price, or you could say just a bit more, you can get a model kit that would offer more articulation and like more accurate detail, again, for more or less the same price, right? And then just apply it to these guys. Imagine, like, I've never built a figurized standard Kamen Rider, but hopefully sometime soon I can get the opportunity to build one. I'm just not sure which one to get, but if I see something that I like, I might build in the near future. But yeah, I can see the potential for Super Sentai characters becoming figurized standard, and that's an open and welcome idea to me. Like, what do you guys think if Bandai released, a figurized standard for Super Sentai? Would you buy it? I know I would, especially if there are like rangers that probably have never even seen like releases, like even like SHF forms. There are definitely a lot of Super Sentai SHFs, sure, but like not all of them. And again, releasing them in a figurized standard, I think it's a good idea. Again, like you could say this is just like a miniaturized version of that, but I toppled over. But nonetheless, I'm keeping that in. So yeah, I think figurized standard Super Sentai would be good. So So let's get on to the actual review of this thing. So what do I think of Gozyu Unicorn? Again, it offers basically much of the same things as you would with the Gozyu Wolf, but I would say the legs or the skirt armor could have been done better. So again, Bandai could have just attached the skirt onto a hinge on the waist to allow it more movement instead of just attaching the thigh armor, which is kind of sad because it limits the movement. Like, it's supposed to be a very posable figure or model, but yeah, but for what it's worth, I think the details are pretty nice in general. So yeah, so I'm gonna give Gozyu Unicorn, well, this is decent enough, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you next time. Bye!